Morning, Senator Michael Amanachi, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGOs. We're not leaving out Senator Yakubu Oseni. He's the Chairman, Senate Committee on ICT and Cyber Security. We also have in our presence this morning Chief Kayode Oduaro, the Chief of Staff to Senator Adeola Yayi.
Also with us today, a member House of Representatives representing this constituency, Honorable Adewumi Ononuga. You're most welcome. The Secretary to the State Government, Mr. Tokumbo Talabi. Head of Service, Dr. Nofio Aiguru, you're recognized. Former governors in military capacity also here with us today. His Excellency Kayode Olofimoye and His Excellency Rashid Raji. Thank you very much for joining us. Former deputy governors in Ogun State here present. We recognize your presence for being here today, as well as the Chairman APC Ogun State, Chief Yemi Shanusi. Our royal fathers, thank you so much for honoring this invitation and for being part of history. The Chairman, Ogun State Council of Obas, KBC, His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Babatunde Ajayi, CFR, FCA, ably represented by His Royal Highness Oba Dewale Oshiberu, the Elepe of Epe, KBC, the Alake and the paramount ruler of Igbaland, His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Adedotun Gbadebo, CFR. We also recognize the presence of His Royal Majesty, the Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Dr. Sikiru Kayode Adetono, CFR, also represented here today by His Royal Highness, Oba Yunusa Oile, the Dagburewe of Idowa, KBC, 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 you're most welcome.
So, today is a joint venture of the Ogun State Government and the Arise Integrated Company, and we are happy with this collaboration. And this is why we are always proud to say, Igbega Ipinle Ogun Ajoshiwani. Building Ogun State is our collective responsibility. And because the Gateway State is also a gateway to the world, we would like to quickly acknowledge the Ministry of Mines and Mineral Resources in Sierra Leone. We have the Minister with us, Timothy Kaba. You're welcome.
Because this is a project that will indeed ensure that international presence are recognized here, we have with us the President and the Chief Executive Officer of Africa Finance Corporation, Alhaji Sumaila Zubairu, with us as well. A round of applause for him. Yes, government cannot do it all alone. And the present administration has a dream of ensuring that we involve the public partnership in whatever we are doing, as well as the private concern. That is why we have today the Arise Integrated Industrial Platform, partnering with the present administration under the watchful leadership of His Excellency the Governor of Ogun State. And we are indeed very happy to have with us, joining us in this groundbreaking event today, the Director and the overall President of Arise, and that is Mr. Gagan Gupta. You're most welcome to the Gateway State. A round of applause for him. We equally have the Vice President and Country Rep of Arise with us as well, Sunri Haberinke Winya. You're most welcome to the Gateway State as well.
So, I am a true and proud daughter of Ogun State. And I was looking through, and I saw that His Excellency is fast-tracking industrial revolution of Nigeria through Ogun State. Before his inception, we all know what Shagamu Interchange Industrial Hub looks like. And we can see the speed of that growth under this administration of Prince Dagbo Abiodun. Today, our government, led by the visionary Dagbo Abiodun and his focused, purposeful team are laying a foundation of a visionary who is seeing beyond 8 years of tenure, securing the future of unborn children of Ogun and Nigeria. I say only a selfless visionary will do this. The last time, in my opinion, that we had such a visionary was in the days of late Pa Obafemi Awolowo, when he created the Lupeju Industrial Estate in Lagos State and Oluyole Industrial Estate in Ibadan, to mention a few. And today, we are gathered and proud to experience the vision of our own great honcho. We are very proud that this feat is being recreated and actualized by another Omo Ogun, just like Papa Awolowo. Indeed, Isheya Omo Ogun, Isheya.
There is no way we will not but recognize the presence of distinguished honorable members of the Ogun State House of Assembly, because yes, they always give their support to monumental projects like this and ensuring that, yes, they endure in the hearts of our people. We want to say a very big thank you to all captains of industries that are here, the chief executive officers of various financial institutions that are partnering with the Ogun State government and ensuring that, yes, this project really comes to fulfillment. Retired heads of service in Ogun State that are here, we recognize your presence. Members of the Ogun State Executive Council that are here in their large numbers, the body of permanent secretaries, and all royal fathers that are here to be part of this event, we warmly welcome you to today's program.
Okay, and so we're going to set the ball rolling by calling on Mr. Dapo Oku-Badejo, the Honorable Commissioner for Finance and the Chief Economic Advisor to the Ogun State Government, to give us his welcome address. Please let us applaud him. Thank you.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun MFR, Our Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele, the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olakunle Oluomo, Your Excellencies, former governors here present, distinguished and honorable members of the National Assembly, the honorable members of the Ogun State House of Assembly, members of the Ogun State Executive Council here present, the President of Afreximbank, Prof. Orama, the President of Africa Finance Corporation, Alhaji Samaila Zubair, the President and Founder of Arise Integrated Industrial Platform, Mr. Gagan Gupta, captains of industry, heads of financial institutions, our Royal Majesties and Royal Highnesses here present, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this auspicious landmark event, as it signifies a major milestone in the economic transformation of Ogun State. It is also a testament to our status as the preferred investment destination of choice in the fulfillment of our industrialization agenda. But today is a testimony to the bold ambition of just one man, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun, to drive the long-term socio-economic growth, development, and transformation of Ogun State. Our key economic objective is to make Ogun State the fastest growing economy in Nigeria through the implementation of our long-term economic development plan and strategy. You will find the booklet where we have the long-term economic development plan and strategy in the pack that we're going to give to you later. Under the leadership of Prince Dapo Abiodun, the state seeks to create an enabling environment by the execution of various reforms, policies, and initiatives to pave the way for active private sector partnership towards the fulfillment of our Building Our Future Together agenda. This agenda is centered on our developmental pillars called ISHEA, or acronymed ISHEA. I for infrastructure, S for social welfare and well-being, E for education and human capacity development, Y for youth empowerment, and A for agriculture and food security. In just about 3.5 years of this administration, these reforms and initiatives have led to the passing of over 30 laws aimed at simplifying business, land, judicial, legislative processes to make doing business in Ogun State easier and resolve the bureaucracies that were injurious to doing business in Ogun State previously. Thanks to the Ogun State House of Assembly for helping to pass these laws. It has also resulted in the provision of platforms for self-assessment and payment of services for government made seamlessly and without otherwise known as government bureaucracies. Ogun State is blessed with over 12,000 square kilometers of arable land and acts as the gateway to other parts of Nigeria from Lagos and the West African market with a potential market corridor size of over 200 million people. As a result, it has become imperative for the state to leverage on its competitive and comparative advantages in the fulfillment of its economic objectives, including, but not limited to, real sector growth, job creation, food security, poverty eradication, and increased investment in the state. This has led to the creation of 6 economic development clusters all across the state. The EDCs are designated areas to deliver large-scale infrastructure projects with shared infrastructure and facilities and services in order to drive the cost competitiveness of the state. And we further consolidate Ogun State's status as the manufacturing and industrial hub of Nigeria, whilst also positioning us to take full advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Zone Agreement. Ogun State has further complemented the creation of these EDCs with a modern transport master plan with the aim of providing linkages between rural, urban, and international markets via road, rail, sea, and air transport. This vision is something that Arise IIP has keyed into and is the reason we are here today for the landmark groundbreaking of the Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone at the Remo EDC. The Ogun State government has created an enabling environment for businesses, Arise included, to participate in the value addition activities in Ogun State with the provision of export-oriented activities via soon-to-be-completed Gateway Agro-Cargo International Airport. Distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you once again to this landmark event, simplifying Ogun State being ready for business and for increased investment. Thank you and God bless. Igbega Ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn.
Mr. Dapo Okubadejo, the Honorable Commissioner of Finance and Chief Economic Advisor to the Ogun State Government. Thank you very much. Indeed, Ogun State is the industrial hub of Nigeria. I'd like to let you know that we are live on Ogun Radio, Ogun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ogun Radio. We're live on Ogun State Television. We're live on Channels TV, and we're live on TVC, just like we are live in Ekperu, Ileshan, Remo. We would now like to take Goodwill messages. I would call on Mr. Kunle Olusoya, the Executive Director, Fan Milk, to please come up here and give us a Goodwill message. Mr. Kunle Olusoya. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, permit me to say on existing protocols, I bring warm greetings from my principal, Fan Milk Danone, greetings from Fan Milk Danone leadership team. Today's groundbreaking occasion is a landmark industrial revolution in Ogun State. We, Fan Milk and Danone, are happy to be part of this industrial revolution. And as a key leader in the dairy sector, we are already doing a dairy farm in partnership with Ogun State government in our model dairy farm in Odeda, Ogun State, which includes a model dairy farm, a training institute, and a farm milk collection center. We are happy to be part of this and happy to be part of the industrial revolution happening in Ogun State. Congratulations to Ogun State, congratulations, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kunle Olusoya. I would also like to call on Mr. Goke Adeyemi. Mr. Goke Adeyemi is the Chief Executive Officer, Harvest Feed and Agro Processing. Would like to have your Goodwill message now. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Congratulations to Ogun State. My name is Goke Adeyemi, Harvest Feed and Agro Processing Limited. We are cassava producer, cassava starch manufacturer. In Ogun State, we thank God that we have this executive governor. We have been in cassava business for the past 9 years. But the past 3.5 years have been very monumental. Big changes. In our factory, we use over 350 tons of tubers every day, producing food-grade starch. So if you are asking for starch, anywhere in Nigeria, you will reference Ogun State. This special agro-processing zone is actually meant for the agro processors. And we want to leverage on it to export our world-class quality product into West Africa and parts of the world. We thank Ogun State Governor with his vision and with his very laudable programs to transform Ogun State into a huge industrial hub in Nigeria. We will continue to be investors in agro processing and continue to also leverage on that, on the program of Ogun State, to do more of cassava processing. And we want everybody to please move to Ogun State and establish business in Ogun State, because we are ready to receive you. Thank you, Mr. Governor, sir. Thank you.
Still with the goodwill messages on this landmark event, I'd like to invite one of the partners in progress in our dear state, Ogun State, the president of the Ogun Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Engineer Mike Akingbade. And right after him, we will be inviting the Akaribo of Remoland, Oba Dr. Babatunde Ajayi, ably represented here today by Kabiyesi, the Elepe of Ife. For now, the president, Ogun Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, should please step forward. And as he's coming forward, we'd like to quickly recognize the presence of the former Chief of Staff to His Excellency Alhaji Shuaib Afolabi Salis. You're most welcome. All local government chairmen from Ogun East senatorial districts that are here, all the GLOs as well, we recognize you, and members of the national press, students of Ogun State, thank you very much.
Your Excellency, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun MFR, all other protocols please duly observed. I, on behalf of the Ogun State Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, is congratulating His Excellency and his team of visionary experts who are in his government. For a very long time, we have been yearning for this kind of thing in our chamber, because we are the assemblage of businesses, entrepreneurs, micro, small, and medium scale, who are the ones that are the machine of a generation of GDP. But most of these things that we lack are the ones that are now being taken care of. We have to thank His Excellency. So we are ready as the Chamber of Commerce to cooperate with this government and to begin to ask for more. And on the last note, we want to appeal that when the thing is ready, we pray and hope that the spaces and facilities will be allotted to those who deserve it. Thank you very much for doing these beautiful things in Ogun State and in Nigeria, because we are taking care of our position in the AFCAC as having been made. So thank you very much, Doc.
Yes, there's no way we'll have an important event like this without having the field and the royal blessings. And therefore, it is time to listen to a goodwill message from Kabiyesi, the Akaribo of Remoland, and who is also the chairman of the Ogun State Council of Obas, on whose domain this project will be located. Kabiyesi, ably represented by the Elepe of Ife.
Your Excellency, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun, MFR, I'd like to stand on all existing protocols. On behalf of Alayeluwa Oba Dr. Babatunde Ajayi, the Akaribo and Paramount ruler of Remoland, I'd like to welcome you to Remo in Ogun State on this occasion of the launching of the special agro-processing zone. We are so happy that history is being made here today. This is a project that we're very proud of, and we are proud of our governor for this project and similar projects that he is undertaking in the whole of the state. We are aware of the immense benefits that we're going to derive when this project is completed. And we believe that very soon we'll be invited here when the launching of the various companies will begin. On behalf of the traditional rulers in Ogun State, we wish to assure our governor of our support. We want to thank him for what he's been doing, and we want to pledge our support for him. And we pray that the good Lord will keep guiding and protecting him in everything he's doing. Thank you so much.
You know, it's not easy for one person to take a decision. Collaboration, working together, partnership is very key for any kind of development. And we are glad to say that we are partnering with Arise Integrated Industrial Platform for what we are doing here today. At this point in time, we'd like to show you a video to tell you why we are doing this with Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms, why we are happy to be in this partnership with Arise Integrated Industrial. After this video, we will be very happy to call the person who is behind Arise Integrated Industrial, Mr. Gagan Gupta. He will come up later to talk to us. Why he is working with us to take Remo to the world. Let's watch the video.
For the past 10 years, Arise IIP has conceived, financed, built and operated integrated and tailor-made industrial zones with high added value. We identify industrial gaps in African countries and design tailor-made solutions to enable the sustainable and local transformation of raw materials, boost exports, promote trade, and create jobs. We set up public-private partnerships in tune with local public policies and development strategies. Let's take you through each of our zones, starting with our flagship zone in Gabon. For decades, Gabonese logs were exported in raw form, a huge shortfall for the country's economy. Following the government's initiative to ban log exports in 2009, GSAS, a PPP with the Republic of Gabon, was created to unlock local value chains in the wood sector and beyond. Spanning 1,300 hectares, the zone created a vertically integrated timber value chain, enabling the local processing of raw materials. In only 5 years, GSAS became the leading manufacturing hub in West and Central Africa and allowed Gabon to shift from a log exporting country to the first exporter of veneer in Africa and second worldwide. Within GSAS, we transform wood from the first to the third transformations, exporting 1 million cubic meters of timber, amounting to $265 million US. GSAS had a decisive economic impact on the Gabonese economy, with 144 companies operating in 22 industries and creating 16,000 jobs. To support local demand, we developed a training center to enhance Gabonese youth skills. We follow rigorous sustainability standards through traceability systems such as Tracer and wood waste recycling. GSAS's business model was successfully replicated and tailor-made in other African countries. In Benin, we created GDIZ, dedicated to the local transformation of agricultural products. Our GDIZ textile unit spreads over 40.5 hectares and is equipped with cutting-edge technology, with a production capacity of 34,000 tons of cotton yarn per year. A dedicated garment training center is set to welcome thousands of Beninese youth. We implemented Africa's most reliable tracing system with FiberTrace, an innovative traceability system to track our cotton production from fiber to fashion. Over the next few years, GDIZ is expected to attract an investment of $1.4 billion US in its first phase, creating around 12,000 jobs. In Togo, PIA is launching conventional and organic soya processing plants. a first in the country. A 24-hectare state-of-the-art textile park is also well underway, comprised of a garment training centre. Here offers unparalleled facilities in the region, such as its dry port and truck terminal. Gabon, Benin and Togo showcase our ability to turn raw materials into high-added value products at pace and at scale. Our journey does not end here. We are developing industrial zones in Chad, Côte d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Rwanda, DRC and the Republic of Congo. We are committed to making Africa thrive. We are Arise.
You will agree with me that Ogun State has made the right choice by partnering with Arise. And this project, when it is completed, will further open our dear states to many industrial concerns. Let's now make welcome the founder and the chief executive officer of Arise to just give us a slice of his taste as a remarks. A round of applause for him, please.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Dr. Prince Dapo, government officials and representatives present here, including heads of ministries and agencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as well as members of the press, all other protocols duly observed. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this landmark event, which is the signing of the binding development agreement between our company Arise IIP and the Ogun State government for the development of Ogun Special Agro-Processing Industrial Zone. This is a landmark event in the history of Ogun State. First of all, let me commend and thank the state government led by Mr. Governor Dapo Abidun for his infrastructure development strides and for birthing this novel initiative which has culminated in today's signing of this agreement. The Governor, Mr. Dapo, and Nigerian government have shown commitment to the essence of government, which is the overall development of the state and economic prosperity to the citizen of Ogun State. Of course, I must also say that is your government's very persuasive charm which got us to invest in the state. Let me also thank our partners and friends, President Adesina from the African Development Bank, Dr. Orama, President of Afreximbank, and of course our shareholder who is supporting us in our African journey, President Samaila from African Finance Corporation. Without the support of these institutions, I don't think Arise will be where it is today. We created Arise to solve three main challenges: reduce unemployment, promote economic growth, and mitigate climate change. For too long, Africa has been exporting employment and importing unemployment. Arise is determined to support developing countries to thrive through projects like the Remo Economic Development Cluster. We also poised to identify opportunities in commercial and industrial value chains with our partner countries. The project will be located in Sagamu area and spread across a total of 5,000 hectares of land. The Arise IIP teams are very proud to be able to support the authorities of state of Ogun in the development of the ambitious industrial economic cluster. By leveraging our experience in the design, management of industrial estates and the sustainable management of natural resources, we aim to contribute to making the Ogun State a key player in the responsible processing of raw material, light industries and pharmaceuticals. The zone will focus on agro-processing, light industries and pharmaceutical, clean energy such as e-mobility and solar. And I'm happy to inform we already have about 8 companies which are ready to start as we start in December the construction of the industrial zone. We expect in phase 1, which is by July of 2024, we'll have 30,000 direct jobs created in the industrial zone, which means roughly about 30,000 of people will be coming to work to the industrial zone, and roughly 50,000 indirect jobs will be created. That's just the phase 1 spread over 1,000 hectares. The construction will last roughly about 18 months, and it starts in December of this year and will finish by July of 2024. But even during construction period, the industries will be installing in the industrial zone. A good example, as you saw on the video, in Benin, when we started the construction, even during the construction phase, industry started constructing. In less than 12 months, we have roughly about 10,000 people coming to work in industrial zone in Benin. So I expect Ogun to be at least 4 to 5 times bigger than that. This zone seeks to promote and attract multi-sectoral industrial and commercial investments in the country and develop local manufacturing raw materials into high value-added products. And I'm proud to announce that, as I mentioned, we have about 8 companies already ready to start construction. This project will have a transformational impact for Ogun State and Nigeria by improving job creation and attracting more FDI into the country. Our company will deliver the best infrastructure for use of people of Ogun State in line with international best practices, and we are sure these projects will help government to create thousands of jobs, thereby bridging the unemployment gap in state and Nigeria in general. Once again, I welcome you all and look forward to 2024 when we shall all gather together to commission these projects. Thank you for being here. Thanks a lot, the Ogun State Governor, for making this happen. Thanks a lot.
So I was told that the governor of Ogun State likes to be modest. Because I'm a radio person, I like to be loud. When you do something good, we need to loud about it. And so Mr. Gupta came here in a modest way, and he just said, we're partnering with Ogun State. No, I'm going to talk about you, because we want the world to know why you have committed to work with us in Ogun State. 3 companies specialized in designing, financing, building, and managing state-of-the-art infrastructure across Africa. That's who you are, and we're proud to be working with you in Ogun State. You have your operations in Gabon, in Togo, in Benin, in Cote d'Ivoire, projects in Chad, Republic of Congo, Rwanda, and the DRC. And we are proud to be doing this with you in Nigeria through Ogun State. Starting from the ground up, you succeeded in creating Arise Group. We're very proud of those who start small and get big, and that is what you are, and we are proud of you. In less than 10 years, you've invested and accumulated $2 billion USD, committed to develop a portfolio of 15 large-scale infrastructure projects across Africa. You have placed sustainability at the core of your company's operations and strategy. And that is what you're doing here. Because today marks the beginning of so many things many years ahead. It's beyond 8 years of a tenure. Our children and unborn children will not forget the governor and will not forget you. Thank you for this partnership. And so I know we have applauded him, but if we understand what we're doing here today, turning Ogun State into the industrial hub of Nigeria, creating over 20,000 jobs, 20,000 jobs, millions of people will benefit from this hub. We will give more than an applause to this gentleman who has committed to work with us. And so once again, Mr. Gagan Gupta, founder and CEO of Arise, Integrated Industrial Platforms, we thank you for choosing Ogun State. We thank you for choosing here. Thank you.
Of course, choosing Ogun State means you're moving not only to the next stage, but to the tip of where people will recognize you and know that you are indeed a first-class industry. At this point, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, more goodwill messages, because there's no way we'll have such an event without hearing from those who matter and those who will indeed give us that lift to ensure that, yes, it is accomplished. Next, may I quickly invite the chairman of Tulip Cocoa Processing, Mr. Segun Olugboyegun, to please step forward to give his goodwill message. And right after him, we will be inviting the chairman, Board of Trustees of Remo Council of Development Foundation, on whose land we are also citing this project, our own Kunle Shonami. Please get prepared. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our host, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun, the Governor of Ogun State, the Deputy Governor, Engineer Noimot Salako. I will stand on the existing protocols. Everyone's important, but having said so, I'll also still like to acknowledge our Baba, Chief Olusegun Oshoba. Everyone else is important, so I thank you all for coming. Tulip Cocoa Processing Company Limited has been in Ogun State for a couple of years. In the last 3 years, we've seen a different Ogun State. We've seen infrastructure at a very new level, heights that are international. We are excited at this latest opportunity that has come to Ogun State. We are excited to be here in Ogun State. We see that this will even give us more opportunity. We're in the export of cocoa products. We are a processor, and we supply cocoa products to companies within the food and beverage at the international level. This new addition to the landmark things that the governor has done is a major one. We're excited to be a part of Ogun State. We see Ogun State going into a different level. We've taken time, I have anyway, to look at what Mr. Gupta has done elsewhere, and choosing Ogun State as his partner and as the host community to host, or host state to host his investment in Nigeria couldn't have been taken lightly. I'm 100% sure he's looked at different things that Ogun has, and he decided to choose Ogun. I want to tell you that you have chosen well, you've chosen right. We also chose Ogun State at some point, and we're seeing the yield of our investment in Ogun State. So well done, you're welcome, and I want to say that what you need to succeed is here. The right people, the right government, offering the right opportunity. So I want to encourage you. You've chosen well, you've chosen right, and all will be well. We also want to thank the financiers, the president of the Afreximbank, Professor Rama, for putting his full backing into this. Sumaila, well done. You've chosen well, you've chosen right. I hear you are a big investor in PIA, right? So well done. And you're lucky to have community that's investment friendly and business oriented people. So you'll do well here. We're here as forerunners for you, and we'll be here to cooperate and support you in any which way we can. We're also sure that your investment here will also help us in the export that we do. and the export that other small agro investors are doing presently. Having an airport here is a major thing that will help transform the state. Congratulations, Excellency, well done. As we say, it's 4 + 4. Well done, Excellency. Thank you very much.
Yes, 4 + 4, by the special grace of God, will equal to 8, because we've had so many infrastructural development ensuring that we have smooth network of what will make industries to thrive. And when we talk about investment, he's provided that enabling environment with beautiful security network to ensure that once you have the presence of your industrial concerns here, you can operate fully with a rest of mind. Next, the chairman and board of trustees, Rama Growth and Development Foundation, will step forward to give a 2-minute goodwill message. Kunle Shonami, you're most welcome.
Very quickly, let me make a correction there. I'm not the chairman of the foundation. I'm just a member, probably the youngest member of the foundation, really. So, standing on the existing protocols, the grand patron of Remo Growth and Development Foundation, Remo GDF, is Royal Majesty Oba Babatunde Adewale Ajayi, CFR, the Akaribo and the paramount ruler of Remo Land, the Board of Trustees and Management Council wish to congratulate our amiable governor, His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun MFR. On this occasion of this groundbreaking ceremony of Ogun Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone, SAPZ, at Ogun State Agro-Cargo International Airport, Ikberu-Elisha Road, Remo, Ogun State, today, Friday, 4th November 2022. On behalf of the Akaribo, I also want to welcome the Arise Consortium to Remo Land. Lastly, I wish to assure you, Mr. Gagan, that projects like this requires peaceful coexistence between the investor and the community. And here, on behalf of our paramount ruler, we are assuring you that you will operate here peacefully without unnecessary interference from any local community, such that we can ensure that what has been set out to happen, happens. Thank you very much, and you're welcome.
Success has so many friends. When you're successful, many people would like to be associated with you. This is another success story, and we pray that by the time it is executed, we'll have so many people who will want to still partner with the Ogun State government. At this point, let's now invite the Chairman Senate Committee on Trade and Investment to also put a legislative touch from what we're doing from the federal level. Distinguished Senator Tokunbo Abiro, please. A round of applause for him.
A slight correction as well. I must underline it. I am Chairman, Senate Committee on Industries. There is a separate committee of Trade and Investment that also has its own chairman. So I'm Chairman, Senate Committee on Industries, so that we don't get it mixed up. Your Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, MFR, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, Engineer Noimot Oyedele, my colleagues in the National Assembly, particularly the senators that we came here together today, the Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, and members of the Ogun State House of Assembly, our royal fathers here present, and all our party leaders, particularly Chief Olusegun Oshoba, and of course the investors, the partners on this project, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am equally delighted to be part of this groundbreaking ceremony for the development of Ogun State Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone. So I therefore congratulate His Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for his vision, his resourcefulness, steadfastness, and commitment to the economic development of Ogun State. I believe what he has brought into political governance is his rich private sector experience as an accomplished entrepreneur. He has progressively unlocked the potentials of Ogun State for the benefit of the good people of this state and the Nigerian economy as a whole. I am particularly excited by his effective leverage of synergy with the private sector in the economic development process through the adoption of public-private partnership models in projects of this nature. We all know that government alone cannot deliver all the projects and programs for the economic development of any jurisdiction. So this is even more so with the current level of physical challenges that most governments have all over the world. So it is therefore very gratifying that His Excellency, the Governor, has been able to attract substantial private sector capital and expertise for the industrial development of Ogun State. And this is, of course, has been made possible by the creation of an enabling environment for these investments to thrive. Today's groundbreaking is yet another evidence of this achievement. And this is an excellent example of how private sector potentials can be harnessed for the development of the country and the welfare of the people. Economic development process demands a strategic focus on areas of competitive and comparative advantages. So as a country, one of our strengths is in agriculture. So we have credible opportunities for investment and growth in our agricultural value chain. So agro-processing is a critical component of agric value chain, and the only way to maximize value in agriculture is to ensure a good value chain development strategy. This is the beauty of this project. This agro-industrial processing zone will boost investment across all segments of the agric value chain, i.e. primary production, agro-processing, packaging, marketing, and exports. And it has tremendous potential multiplier effect on both the economies of the state and that of the country. For an economy that currently suffers in terms of post-harvest losses, there cannot be a better project than this. It will boost employment, increase productivity, raise revenue, and expand export, and reduce post-harvest losses and promote economic inclusion. As the chairman of the Senate Committee on Industries, I would like to assure both the government and the people and even the investors that all necessary support that you may require, we will give it priority in the National Assembly. So as I conclude, I would also like to commend Arise and, of course, your major shareholders, that's AFC and OLAM, from what I gathered, and on this particular project for demonstrating unfettered confidence in the Nigerian economy. Once again, I congratulate Your Excellency, the Ogun State Governor, and your team for this laudable project, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
If there is one person that should be proud here today, it is the man of the moment. So many people are giving us goodwill messages. So his vision is coming alive today by creating a conducive and enabling environment for business to thrive through infrastructure, social welfare and well-being, education, youth empowerment, and agriculture, the anchor base of what we're doing here today. So many people are proud to be associated with Ogun State. I'd like to call on Mr. Segun Bakari, the CEO, M Auto, to come and give us his goodwill message. And I'd like to ask Nike Tinumbu, the General Manager of Flour Mills of Nigeria, to get yourself ready. We have a lot of goodwill messages, and we still have a lot to get through today. Please put your hands together for Mr. Segun Bakari, the CEO, M Auto.
Your Excellency, Honorable Governor, Dapo Abiodun, ladies and gentlemen, in your grade and quality, it's a great honor for me today to be here in Ogun State as a proud grandson of Ogun State also. So it's like a son coming back home. I'm here in the name of our company, M-Auto. So at M-Auto, our ambition is to transform transportation sector in entire Africa. Today we have millions of powered two-wheelers across the continent using fuel, polluting a lot, creating security issues. And we believe in the fact that instead of being behind, Africa can be a front runner in terms of transition to electrical mobility. That's where we come from, and we start our journey from Benin and Togo. After 3 months of operation, we already deploy more than 3,000 bikes, 5 million kilometers, and we are happy to say that we'll be here in Ogun State, setting up our assembly plant here, not only for bike, but also for batteries. And this will be probably one of the first bike assembly plant and battery assembly plant in entire Africa here from Ogun State. Why we are doing that? Because today federal government of Nigeria is spending a lot of money, billions of dollars in terms of fuel subsidies. This money can be used for social investment. This money can be used to create jobs, to create school, to build hospital, etc. And we think that by moving to electrical mobility, definitely we will reduce, fuel consumption. We will help our youth also to create jobs, and we will do a good thing for the planet. So in few weeks, we start the construction of our plants here in Ogun State, and hopefully in the name of God, by mid of next year, we will be here to do the commissioning of our plant and the distribution of the first bike and the first battery from Ogun State. Thank you very much.
Right, the present administration is taking the right step in the right direction. You just heard that another concern will be registering their presence here in Ogun State, and in a matter of months, by the special grace of God, food production will commence fully. Next, we have Nike Tinumbu, the General Manager, Premium Cassava Production, Flour Mills, Nigeria. And right after that, we'll want Mr. VVS Passad, the MD, DK Groups, to be getting ready. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, most especially to His Excellency and our fathers, traditional rulers. I would like to stand on existing protocol, and I would like to start my appreciation by acknowledging to be the first female to give thanks, a vote of thanks on stage this morning. Now, as you all know, FMN vision is to feed the nation every day. And this is in alignment with our governor's vision. And we cannot feed the nation every day without agriculture. Now, Premium Cassava Products Limited is an FMN agro-allied company. It has been in Ogun State for quite a while, but the acceleration of the success of Premium Cassava has been dependent on the collaboration, engagement, and relationship with Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture. And for that, I would like to say thank you. Now, with this new venture that we're embarking on, I'm sure that we would have more success stories to tell. So thank you, everyone, and thank you for giving Premium Cassava the privilege to thrive in Ogun State. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Good afternoon, His Excellency, Prince Dr. Dapo, Deputy Governor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. DK Group is in this country for almost 40-50 years now. We were mostly a part of Lagos. We started looking at Ogun State around 2015. We set up a manufacturing assembly line in 2015, and since then we have not stopped. We put up a corrugation plant, we set up manufacturing of exercise books, and we have set up another manufacturing of margarine. And happy to share that we are now thinking of setting up a paper mill in Ogun State. And this is something which I personally, and this is coming from the heart, that the environment which Ogun State has created in industrialization and ensuring that we get our investment returns perfect, something which we congratulate the Ogun State. I'm happy that we have moved the exercise books plant from Lagos to Ogun State, and that shows what we are doing and what the environment Ogun State has created. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you the entire team of Ogun State for giving us an opportunity to invest and do our industrialization. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. We have well over 6 industrial clusters here in Ogun State, and each is providing a unique opportunity for citizens that are in these clusters. But we will also like to have another royal father, knowing fully well that the developmental projects by this present administration has indeed touched so many lives. Talk of Egba, talk of Remo, talk of Yewa, and talk of Ijebu. And therefore, I respectfully invite His Royal Majesty, Kabiesi, the Alake, and the paramount ruler of Egbaland, His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Adedoto Badibo, CFR, to also chip in a word here today. KBC.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, the Deputy Governor, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. The English proverb says, it's an ill wind that blows no one no good. In the midst of so many challenges in Nigeria, Ogun State is forging ahead to develop in a way that will put us always ahead of the rest of this country. We are already far ahead in terms of industries. We thank God that we're still able to find partners who have interest in the economic development of Nigeria. So I welcome our partners, and they say, if your neighbor is eating a bad, is it kokoro? If you don't want that neighbor, you will not be able to sleep at night. This is not exactly Egba land, but if your neighbor is rejoicing, please rejoice with him. Because eventually, the same and more industry is going to Egba land too. The Kajola industrial zone is still on. Two of the 6 clusters mentioned here today are in Egba land. Ogun State, all parts of Ogun State is going to benefit from what our governor is doing, right, left, and center. Our indefatigable governor, who has been breaking all records in terms of industrial development, housing development, provision of health and infrastructure. I want to commend his efforts, and I congratulate all of us from Ogun State for this great giant stride. Once again, I say to our governor, well done, God bless you. Thank you very much.
Kabiesi. Thank you very much. While Kabiesi was talking, His Excellency, the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment walked in, Otumba Adeniyi Adebayo. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. See, I said I'm a radio person. We like to talk and we like to loud a lot of noise. The governor of Ogun State, again, they warned me, do not blow his trumpet. I said I will blow. After today, fire me. He is making Ogun State the true gateway to global economy, the gateway to global industrialization, and indeed, the true gateway to African continental free trade area. And of course, we're not leaving out our women and our youth. So Ogun State is number 4 in internally generated revenue. I say number 2 and number 3, they better watch out. Because maybe by next year, we will be hitting number 2. We are very proud that we are in number 4. This is a groundbreaking ceremony, and we are proud of what we are achieving here. And at this point in time, I would like to call on the President and Chief Executive Officer, Africa Finance Corporation, Mr. Samaila Zubeiru.
Good afternoon. Your Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, Honorable Minister for Industry and Investments, Otumba Adeni Adebayo, Honorable Minister for Agriculture, Dr. Mahmoud Abubakar, my dear brother, Professor Benedict Orama, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to stand on existing protocol. As I do that, I'd like to recognize my first boss in corporate finance, Mr. Wale Odu. He introduced us to the trade. On behalf of the Africa Finance Corporation, we welcome you all to this groundbreaking ceremony for the future Ogun Special Agricultural Industrial Processing Zone. Inshallah, in 18 months, this very place will be a world-class special agro-industrial processing facility, which will cover over 5,100 hectares and focus on value addition of agricultural commodities. With this park, Nigeria will be able to extract additional value from our agricultural commodities. One important step in Nigeria becoming an industrial economy and maximizing our agricultural potential. You know, one of the reasons why things haven't changed for us in Africa is because we have done the same thing for the last 2 centuries. We've just been exporting raw materials. And we're not adding value, we're exporting the jobs and the value that comes with that. This initiative today demonstrates that we're taking ownership of that process and we're going to add value. And I'll give an example. So Nigeria exports about 60 million tons of cassava, you know, just in its pure form. If we do value creation there, we process it to bioethanol, starches, APIs, and all the rest, we can easily generate up to $3 billion of revenue. We've heard about the jobs that can be created, so I don't need to repeat that. So this is a very important initiative today, and we're going to replicate this in as many parts of Nigeria as is possible. I would like to begin by especially commending the Governor of Ogun State, led by His Excellency Governor Abiodun, for the leadership and commitment shown in bringing this project to life. Your Excellency, your tireless dedication to development of Ogun State is distinguished, and your support for projects like this lays a path of development that Nigeria should pursue. It is with value addition projects like this that we can create jobs for our youth and provide opportunity to drive development for our local communities. Your commitment, Governor Dapo Abiodun, is unprecedented. And I'll tell you this, we've been doing this, we've done this 4 times now, and we've not had a partner that has underwritten this groundbreaking. You are the first. Thank you. AFC is honored to be part of your vision of industrialization, which aligns well with our vision of value addition to Africa's vast natural resources. We particularly appreciate the need for value addition in Nigeria's agricultural sector, which is rich with potential. Your Excellency, I want to reiterate the AFC's commitment and assure you once again that we are partners on this journey. AFC is developing projects like this across Africa. It is not a coincidence that our first such project in Nigeria is here in Ogun State. We believe that Ogun State has the potential to become the first real node of the African Continental Free Trade Area by maximizing its unique position as the gateway state in Nigeria, bordering seaports in Lagos State as well as the Republic of Benin. And this project, when completed, will serve as a strategic evacuation point for key agricultural commodities processed to the highest quality into the African Continental Free Trade Area, a framework whose success is a key development focus for AFC and, of course, Arise IIP. I think I'll take this juncture to explain our journey with Arise. So we started working with Arise in 2014, just when the government of Gabon invited us on how to help them transform the economy of Gabon away from hydrocarbons, focusing on value addition. And we've been on that journey since. We started as a special economic zone. We've grown that business into a ports and logistics business with 4 ports, 2 ports in Gabon, 1 port in San Pedro, and a port in Mauritania. This industrial zone is now here in Nigeria, and there'll be several more in Nigeria, and all the other jurisdictions have already been mentioned. So this is because we believe that the only way for us to make change happen in Africa is through structural transformation. And structural transformation is value addition of our resources. I would like to commend our good friend and partner, Mr. Gupta. Governor Dapo Abiodun called him the bullet today, just to explain how fast and swift he is and how much of a smooth operator he is. I'm very confident that there will be several more of this and that this project will be commissioned in 18 months. Take that from us. I strongly believe that our continent's prosperity is greatly linked to its ability to drive industrialization, which is only possible through sustained investments in infrastructure, especially energy infrastructure, transportation and logistics infrastructure, and through the fostering of a more conclusive and conducive economic environment through the deployment of a new model of special economic zones based on integrated and independent value chains. AFC's current activities are anchored on this model. In closing, I would like to reinstate that AFC remains a willing and committed partner in fostering development and industrialization on the African continent, and we stand ready to play our role in the realization of the Ogun State and indeed Nigeria's long-term infrastructure and industrialization ambitions. We would, beyond our investments in Arise, also specifically invest in this particular industrial zone in partnership with Ogun State. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elijah Ismaila Subao, the President and Chief Executive of South African Finance Corporation. The present administration believes in a cause, and they put everything behind it to ensure that it comes to manifestation. We've heard that in 18 months, by the special grace of God, this project will be fully operational. And words alone cannot describe the enormity of this project that we are having the brand rating today. It will further endear Ogun State in the minds of many international concerns to further register their presence here in the Gateway State. For you to understand how this project will further work and many other opportunities that it will be providing, may I now invite you to please watch any of the screens, either to your left or to your right, to further understand how the master plan of this Ogun processing park will be operational. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, happy viewing.
Economic-Industrial Zone is a key industrial development zone tapping into the Ogun State's agro potential. The Remo EIZ is strategically connected to major Nigerian cities such as Lagos to the south, Ibadan to the north, and Benin City to the east. Its proximity to different modes of transport, namely inland and seaports, and the cargo airport, strengthens the viability of the project. The vast population of neighboring cities within 50 kilometers of the zone boosts our social and economic positioning, especially since the EIZ plans to create around 400,000 direct jobs. Spread over a total area of 5,100 hectares at the Sagamu Junction, the 3 parcels are envisaged to be developed in phases. A 970-hectare area will be developed within Parcel 1, with a first subphase of Remo EIZ being proposed. Operations are to commence in 18 months, followed by consecutive phases 18 months after, hereby developing a state-of-the-art agro-processing zone incorporating circularity and zero waste processing. Logistics play a key component in this development. In this regard, the inland container depot and truck parking are also a major part of this development. The multimodal transit for goods and stocks is well provided for within the zone. The railway siding within Parcel 1 supports an ecosystem facilitating competitive transportation solutions. The Aerotropolis development is a hospitality retail commercial hub, supporting the upcoming cargo airport and future passenger terminal. The cargo airport, which is under development, is expected to assume passenger terminal status soon. With its network of well-serviced roads, its single-window clearance system, dedicated fire station, and other imperative facilities, the Remo EIZ is set to become a world-class industrial zone. This brightens the prospect of Remo EIZ, with its industrial processing zone planned for 3,200 hectares, accompanied by commodity-specific warehousing spanning 492 hectares. To support the smooth operation of Remo EIZ, uninterrupted power supply is planned through captive gas-fired power plants. Water supply and wastewater treatment follow our targeted sustainable development goals, ensuring our commitment towards a climate-conscious green industrialization. A mixed-density housing has also been planned within Phase 1, strengthening the live-work-play concept towards a sustainable life and livelihood.
You'll agree with me that that is indeed a wonderful dream that is turning into reality in the Gateway State. One more time, a round of applause for Ogun State government and a rise for partnering together in bringing this. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, having a cargo airport is good. But when we have such a special agro-industrial processing zone being part of it, it makes the cargo airport fully functional, and the creation of many jobs, not only for the youths, but for the betterment of the entire residents of this area, will be fully achieved. At this point, may I now respectfully invite the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment in our dear country to step forward, deliver his address at this occasion today. His Excellency Otumba Adeni Adebayo, a former governor of Ekiti State, who is here with us today. Just before we take the address by the Honorable Minister, I will be inviting to also address this gathering today the President of the African Export-Import Bank, His Excellency Professor Benedict Orama, to also address us. A round of applause for him.
Our host and the governor of Ogun State, my dear friend, Prince Dr. Dapo Abiodun, Honorable Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment, and dear friend Otumba, the Honorable Minister of Mines of Sierra Leone, who has joined us here, Royal Highnesses, Deputy Governor, our dear sister, Deputy Governor of Ogun State, our dear sister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pleasure to be here today. I don't think that all of us gathered here understand the impact of the event we are marking today. But I will not blame you if you do not, because it has been a long time that this kind of thing happened in Nigeria. And you cannot imagine what you have never experienced. But I ask you to pause for a moment and consider first phase creating about 30,000 to 40,000 jobs. Each job bringing another 3 to 4 indirect jobs. That gives you about 160,000 jobs. I don't have the statistics here, but I believe that will wipe out unemployment in Ogun State. It also gives me a great pleasure to thank our friends and partners here, the AFC, President Zubairu, and our Rise again, Gupta, who will work very, very closely together to foster development on our continent. And with regard to our Rise, I think we were there supporting the company from day one. So after doing so many projects in so many other countries, it feels good to do one in my own country. But more importantly, and I hope I have a few minutes, this event gives me an opportunity to tell a story of how security and simple events can make a huge difference in the development trajectory of a people. The event you're marking today demonstrates some key development fundamentals we must all pay attention to in this country. Just about a year ago, we started discussing this opportunity, following the very frequent conversations I normally have with the governor. At the same time, just before he assumed office, I was also discussing with my governor, Governor Soludo, in Anambra State. And the Anambra State situation was because, as the minister will tell you, there was a project that we were looking to do some 5 years ago, a park. Soludo is my very good friend from childhood. So when before he took office, he told me we had to do something about reviving that project. So when the governor, Abiodun, told me about what he is planning, I saw the hunger in him. Of course, we had to go to the platform we know can deliver this. So coming to Nigeria, the plan to come to Nigeria was to come to Ogun State and go to Anambra State. But just about a few weeks to the mission, Anambra erupted in severe violence, killings and maiming of people, and destruction of property, attacking the police. I called Gagan and told him, please don't go there. Let's focus on where there is peace. So I'm happy today that we are doing this. And I hope that we can find peace in Anambra State so we can also do something like this. The second thing that this demonstrates, the tenacity and perseverance that marks a good leader. The moment Governor Abiodun decided that this project was going to be done, he never let any of us rest. We met several times. He came to Kairos, followed up in many places. Even if I was traveling, he would say he will come immediately to the place. So I'm happy that that tenacity has borne fruit. And it is the mark of leadership I think we must carry high so that other leaders can copy that. This also demonstrates the importance of having control of an important factor of production, capital. Despite the best intentions, we will not be here if Afreximbank and AFC are not strong to back the ideas here. If we had to go begging, cap in hand, running around the world for somebody to bring the money, I tell you, you will not have this. They will tell you it's too risky. So whatever we do, we must make sure we make our institutions strong. AFC must be strong, Afreximbank must be strong, AFDB must be strong, TDB must be strong. The commercial banks must be strong and they must be owned by Africans. And for us here in Ogun State, I visited here, the governor invited me, I came here about March, I think last year. And I committed that we would do an investment of $250 million here. So I'm very pleased that we have started. I'm very pleased that the Africa Quality Assurance Center at the Sagami Interchange is completed and will be opened next month. I'm very pleased that apart from this project, there are other projects that we have advanced with the governor, but I will leave him to that. I don't want to jump the gun. Let me also, before I close, take the opportunity to thank not only the leadership of Ogun State, the commissioners, and the staff of Ogun State. They are true professionals. I have seen the work that they've done. We worked with them to do the Africa Quality Assurance Center. We're working with them on this project, working with them on some others we are developing together. And in all cases, we never, ever had to complain. In fact, every problem we raised was solved. So I thank you very much. I'm proud to be part of this event, and I look forward to this being only the beginning, and that we do more, not only in Ogun State, but other parts of Nigeria, copying the qualities that made this possible in this state. Thank you very much.
So, I saw the #1 man standing up for Professor Orama. So we call you the president of Afreximbank. But this is a man who made sure today is happening. He is the reason. He is the one who saw the vision. He saw into the vision. He saw into the dream of the governor of Ogun State. He was a focal point. So I have your CV, but I said I'm not going to read your CV. It's important to just, sum everything up and say you are that helper that helped somebody's destiny and vision. He had a vision. He spoke to you, and you decided to bring that vision into reality. You introduced Ogun State government to Arise integrated industrial platforms, and that is why we are here today. You saw that dream. You chose to support the dream, and we are happy that we are doing this here today. You started by saying that some of us may not understand what we're doing here today because we're in a hall. In 10, 15 years' time, history will not forget what the governor is doing and what Professor has helped him to do, and of course with the support of Arise integrated industrial platforms. And so I would like to say thank you very much again, His Excellency Professor Benedict Orama, CON, President, African Export-Import Bank. Thank you.
Right. At this point, Your Excellencies, we bring the #1 investment driver in Nigeria, a man who is leading the promotion of government policies of ease of doing business, job creation, poverty eradication, and industrialization. A former governor of Ekiti State and now present Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Otumba Adeni Adebayo. A round of applause for him.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Ogun State, members of the National Assembly, the Honorable Minister of Mines from Sierra Leone, Your Excellency, the former Governor of Ogun State, Your Excellencies, former Deputy Governors of Ogun State, members of the Ogun State Executive Council, Mojuba Kábíyèsí wa o, Mojuba orí adé, kádé kó pẹ́ lórí, kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀, ìrùkẹ̀rẹ̀ adábẹ́rẹ́ o. The President of Afreximbank, the President and CEO of Africa Finance Corporation, the founder and CEO of Arise IIP, top businessmen and women from Ogun State, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me apologize for my late arrival. I was enjoying the role I was playing in Lagos because for a couple of hours I was President of Nigeria because I was representing His Excellency Mr. President at the inauguration of the Lagos International Trade Fair. I enjoyed that role so much that I wasn't too keen on leaving because everybody was addressing me in the manner to which I was enjoying, and I was getting accustomed to it. But I was committed to this program, so I had to drop that. So I was this morning the President of Nigeria, but now I am back as the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. I am delighted to be here today as we perform the official groundbreaking of what is effectively the premier site of Nigeria's Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zones program. Ogun State has a strong history of excellence in agriculture and industrialization. And at this point, I'm tempted to say after Ekiti. However, I am not in a position to do so. I must acknowledge the premiership of Ogun State in this regard. And we see this reflected in the success attained by multinationals and giant Nigerian corporates present in Ogun State, like Lafarge, Nestle, Dangote, and numerous other companies. People that are not familiar with Ogun State may feel that an airport is an unusual location for a project of this type. But the Ogun State Agro-Cargo International Airport is world-class. And once fully completed, this airport, which is tailored towards the export and import of cargo, will go a long way to stimulate the economic development of not just Ogun State, but indeed the entire southwest region of Nigeria. Nigeria is currently facing challenging times. Some of today's most topical issues are rising foreign exchange rates, inflation, and youth unemployment. This project will help address all three of these challenges. Increased agro-industrialization is key to improving local food security and reducing the need for importation. It creates jobs and can also generate export revenue. I commend His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for this pioneering feat that the state has achieved. Ogun State has been able to get the mix right. This agro-processing zone, located within the axis of the International Cargo Terminal, sets the state up to be a key regional trading hub. As you are all aware, this project is complementary to a wider national special agro-processing zone program that supports the federal government's backward integration strategy. This is the government's drive to locally produce currently imported commodities that Nigerian corporate entities and individuals purchase in large quantities. Our ministry, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, estimates that if the national SAPZ project and other ones in the pipeline are successful, we can deliver up to 6 million jobs in a 10-year period and lift up to 24 million people out of poverty, which indeed is a huge feat. To ensure that our real sector transformation agenda delivers the desired results, we have designed a public-private sector development model. I have limited time here, but I would like to highlight a few of the model's key features. Firstly, for each of the specific projects, the government will serve as a sponsor and equity holder, but not as a manager. Government will provide seed investment and access to key requirements such as foreign exchange, land, legacy assets, licenses, and permits. But management is completely private sector-led. Secondly, DFIs will be asked to provide long-term development finance at low rates. Private equity and other financial and strategic investors will provide co-investment. And participation will be structured in the form of permanent capital vehicles which invest through SPVs. In a sense, the Ogun State project is a practical example of how this will work, and we are eager to see it rolled out to other SAPZs, as well indeed other real sector transformation projects. These are just some highlights, but I am happy to discuss details of this, especially as we have obtained in-principle commitments and very enthusiastic buy-in from some of Africa's leading DFIs for SAPZs across the country. The groundbreaking of this SAPZ could not have come at a better time. Global supply chains are currently threatened by reduced supply from China and now also Europe due to the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic still negatively affects many global economies, especially developing countries. As we move into full implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, there is great potential for expansion into neighboring markets. There is also an opportunity for Nigeria to fill a greater amount of wider global demand. To do this, the right infrastructure needs to be put in place, and this is a critical step in that direction. I've had the pleasure of interacting with a number of Japanese investors recently, and there's a Japanese quote that I really love, and I quote, "Individually, we are one drop, but together we are an ocean," unquote. It is hard to achieve anything great without strong partnerships. And this special agro-industrial processing zone is a product of public and private sector organizations coming together to make impactful change both economically and in the lives of the people of Ogun State. I would like to thank the Afreximbank and the African Finance Corporation and all other partners for the support they have given this project, and in turn, Nigeria's industrialization ambitions. Agro-industrialization promotes inclusive development by providing sustainable jobs and livelihoods for the vulnerable, that is our youth, women, low-resource smallholder farmers, and the aged. It is necessary, and it is indeed, and it is needed, and the federal government is here to provide any support required. This is a landmark event and a step forward in Nigeria's economic development journey. I congratulate once again His Excellency Govt. Dapo Abiodun and his team, and indeed the entire people of Ogun State on this feat. I congratulate the Arise Group for their confidence in partnering with Ogun State, and I congratulate the financiers, the Afreximbank and the African Finance Corporation for their support. May God bless the good people of Ogun State, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Otumba Adeniyi Adebayo, Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. So earlier, I heard that there's going to be over 400 direct and indirect jobs will be provided at SAPS. And I've been told that His Excellency has assured that construction of structures and employment will start immediately after today. His Excellency, I want to tell you a true life story. 7 years ago, I moved to Nigeria to set up Women Radio in a community in Ogun State. It was a tough time for us in that community. A pregnant woman once had an aborted pregnancy because of the road where my organization was. Today, we believe in your antecedents when you said work will start here, because there's something called integrity and there's something called promises made. On behalf of the community of Arepo in Ogun State, you promised us a road and you delivered on that road. We are very grateful. Very, very grateful. The only snag in Arepo now is that properties are very expensive. But again, that is bringing industrialization and development to Ogun State. I'm very grateful. We are very grateful. At this point in time, we would like to introduce you to the rich culture of Ogun State by bringing in our troupe to give us a few minutes of drama. Please enjoy.
Food is famine. I'm happy to tell you that the people who are doing relatively well. Experience of the town.
kò ṣiṣẹ́ máa jalè ìwé kíkọ́ láìsí ọkọ́ àti àdá kò ì pé o kò ì pé o. Iṣu tó ta lóko àgbẹ̀ mà ní, àgbàdo yọ lóko àgbẹ̀ mà ní. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ lèrè, kí lágbẹ̀ ń ṣe tí o mọ̀? Ṣọ́kàn làgbẹ̀ ń ṣe tí o mọ̀? Make you do am jeje, jeje la ye gba jeje. Make you do am jeje, jeje la ye gba jeje. Propeller, na him be the problem, oh. Propeller, na him be the problem, oh. the battery will be plastic. The tire will you get I don't know what to say again. We cannot continue like this. Please help us. Ejufo, owó alájẹṣẹ́kù rí fi ṣòwò mi, kí n fi kọ́ èrè oko mi, kí jákọ́ lè má bá máa kó, kọ́ ọmọ mi lè jẹun, ṣùgbọ́n jẹ́jẹ́ ìdògún, ṣọ́ọ̀rọ̀ àmọ́lẹ̀. Jàrí ìjàrú, ṣọ́ọ̀rọ̀ àmọ́lẹ̀. Ogun tó jà tèmi, jákọ́ bá mi kọ́, ẹ̀ṣọ́ bá mi sọ fún bá mọ owó ẹrù.
I want to tell you this. I want to stop farming. Yes, because they're taking money.
My people, I can feel your pain, but it is not that good for you. Yes, that was has been the only thing that we use to transport our goods. So on that note, you know, that one is a graduate. He graduated from university 2 years ago, but there is no work for him. And you know, man must eat. But he inherited one Bible from his great father. So now, thank God, we have a good news. And I have one fine information for you. See, I have a visitor here with me. She has something nice, something good for our community. Madam, please, you have the floor. Tell my people that big thing that is on the way.
Thank you so much, Kabiesi. I greet you all. Well, I like every of your complaints, and I'm happy to tell you that joy has finally come. Yes, because we have His Excellency, the man of the people, a capable man, the man with a vision, in person of His Excellency, Prince Dakpo, Abiodun MFR. So he has decided, thank you. So he has decided to do something new here in our state. And it is called Agro-Cargo Airport. Agro-Cargo, Thank you so much, Kabiesi. In this Agro-Cargo Airport, we have a place called Special Agro-Processing Zone, where all your farm produce will be aggregated. Aggregated, yes. Oh God. I mean all your farm products, as long as you bring it down to this place, they will help you export it to wherever you want, and it can even work within the country. And I'm also happy to tell you that with this great innovation here in our state, it's going to allow great investors to also come and invest here in our land. And I'm also going to tell you that there's going to be job opportunities for us thousands of people that really need a job. And so like Jacko, what did you call his name again? Jacko, okay. So it will also be opportune to be employed. Because in this place, there is also a training center for everyone. Yes. Okay, it is not just for the rich people. It is very affordable for all. Yes.
Hope it won't be like that of Jacko. That we use the whole day to carry our distance, our farm produce before it gets to the market.
Madam, it is not like that. No matter how big or how large your product is, as long as you bring it down here to the special agro-processing zone, they will help you export your goods to wherever you want. And let me tell you that people from Remo, from Ijebu, from Yewa, and Egba, as long as they bring their goods down to this place, they have the access to export their goods, and they will get the profit at the right time. There will not be issues of your goods spoiling again, because we have a cooling place, and there's also a warehouse. Can I also tell you that we have the process unit also there that will take charge of everything? I mean, like the customs, like the police, who will make sure that everything are properly done. And for madam and her husband that they said they want to stop farming, Please, can I tell you not to stop farming? Because joy has finally come for every one of us. Well, you know that crude oil has been our own thing. But farming is our own thing again. So please, tell all the farmers, tell everyone that they are sleeping in their agricultural work that joy has finally come. Let me tell you that you also have access to loans.
My people, tí Olúwa bá ṣeun, tí a ní olórí tó dàpọ̀ mọ́ wa, ayé orí tóun máa ń da, ìlú yẹn máa ń dùn. Ṣé wọ́n rí pé gómìnà wa yìí, òun là bá máa pè ní àsọgbódilé?
Àsọgbẹ́dìgbòrò.
Ẹ wo ọmọọba Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún lórúkọ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ẹ̀gbá, Ìjẹ̀bú, Yewa, àti Rẹ́mọ, I mean all indigenes and non-indigenes of Ogun State. Ọmọọba Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún, Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ Èrèdí wa, ọmọ alágẹ̀bọ̀ òfin yọ̀wọ̀yọ̀wọ̀yọ̀, ọmọ adìyẹ balẹ̀kùn, ara òrókùn, ara òrádìyẹ. On behalf of good people of Ogun State, we say thank you, sir. May you live long. Thank you. Thank you.
Time, can we just encourage the Ogun State Cultural Troupe for that wonderful drama presentation? I must say that when his administration came on board, he encouraged them and they've won so many laurels for our great state, both at international and international events. One more time, let's encourage them with our applause. Thank you. Your Excellencies, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in 3.5 years, Ogun State has been transformed into what many people would like to come and see and see and see again. Talk about tourism. Ogun State is indeed providing a platform where many industrial tourists and many more can come, and this is indeed adding value to the internally generated revenue of our dear state. While the pandemic struck, His Excellency said the agricultural platform must continue running, and these won for him and the administration back to back in 2 years as the best state, providing various agricultural investment and, of course, adventures. In the field of education, Ogun State continued to play the first position, and this is demonstrated in the wonderful and developmental ideas being injected in the education sector. Just only last month, Ogun State produced the best primary education public in Nigeria, the overall best teacher in Nigeria, and of course, only last month, His Excellency won the Presidential Public Service Award as the best governor, providing industrial revolution in our dear country, Nigeria. Congratulations, Your Excellency. At this point, the Yellow Roof Revolution is doing wonderfully well. The health sector is not doing badly at all, because our health structures is indeed having so many uplift. And of course, with our health insurance scheme, many people can attest to it, and the transformation of our primary health care centers having a touch from the present administration. And I invite His Excellency, the Governor of the state, Prince Dàpọ̀ Abíọ́dún, to deliver his address. Your Excellency, sir.
be seated. His Excellency and former governor of Ekiti State, my leader, my brother, my mentor, also Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Otumba Iniyi Adebayo. Her Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Adia State, Engineer Noimot Koyedele. His Excellency and former Governor of Ogun State, father of this state, father of this administration, Baba Aremo Olusegun Oshoba. The Speaker of the Ogun State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Olakule Oluomo. The President and CEO of Arise IIP, Mr. Gagan Gupta. The President and CEO of African Finance Corporation, Mr. Samaila Zuberu. The President and CEO of Afreximbank, Professor Ben Orama. This is the day of many presidents, including the president that was president only in the morning. The Secretary to the Ogun State Government, Mr. Tokunbo Talabi. The head of Ogun State Civil Service, Dr. Nafi Waigoro. My Chief of Staff, Dr. Toyin Taiwo. Your Excellencies and former governors of Ogun State here present, Navy Captain Rashid Raji, Commodore Kaode Olofimoyin, both retired. Your Excellencies and former deputy governors here present, His Excellency Senator Gbenga Kaka, Her Excellency Alhaja Salmod Badru, Her Excellency Mrs. Ononuga, and His Excellency Prince Segun Adeshegun. All erstwhile speakers that are here present, I'd like to particularly appreciate and recognize someone who has come from another country to be part of this auspicious occasion. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources of Sierra Leone, Honorable Timothy Kabiba. I'd like to particularly thank and recognize all our distinguished senators that have come all the way from Abuja to be part of history in the making in Ogun State. Let me first start with our own senators, Senator Olamilekan Adeola, Senator Olamilekan Mustafa, Senator Biodun Olujimi, who is the Senate Committee Chairman of Aviation, Senator Smart Adeyemi, who is now Senate Committee Chairman of FCT. He was Senate Committee Chairman of Aviation, and it was with him and through him that this project was given the legitimacy and the visibility that it truly deserves. Senator Kweyemi Bamidele, Senate Chairman on Judiciary and Legal Matters, Senator Michael Amanachi on Diaspora and NGO. My brother and friend, Senator Tokunbo Abiru, who is the Senate Committee Chairman on Industry, Trade and Investment. Senator Yakubu Seni, Senate Committee Chairman on ICT and Cyber Security. Let me also thank a former senator, once a senator with a senator, my brother and friend, Senator Sanusi Dagash, and former Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let me appreciate all the members of the Federal House of Representatives that are here. Let me also appreciate members of my team, led by the Chief Economic Advisor and Commissioner for Finance, Mr. Dapo Okubadejo, the Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment, Agriculture, Housing, and all other commissioners that are here today representing the Ogun State Executive Council. Let me particularly appreciate the presence of my brother, Mr. Wale Edun, foremost investment banker and former Commissioner of Finance of Lagos State. Also appreciate and recognize one of our own, a son of the soil from this local government, Mr. Segun Awolowo, who is the immediate past CEO of the Export Promotion Council, Mr. Otumba Bimbo Ashiru, Chairman of Odua Investments, Mr. Segun Olugbegun, the CEO of JOF, Nigeria, and Mr. Kunle Shoname. I'll use both of them as points of reference and contacts for all the captains of industry that have come from all over to be with us today. Let me appreciate Mr. Suren Abe, who is the Vice President of Arise. Suren has been here for about 4 months, tilling the ground, leading to this memorable event. I'd like to quickly appreciate our former heads of service that are here, our captains of industry that are here, heads of financial institutions, chairman of our great party APC, Mr. Yemi Sanusi, chairman of statutory commissions, boards and parastatals, body of permanent secretaries, our service chiefs, our royal majesties. Let me particularly thank our royal fathers who have been here on time and thank them for their continued support, cooperation, and collaboration, without which we wouldn't even be having an event like this. Let me start by appreciating His Royal Majesty Oba Babatunde Ajayi, the Akaribu and paramount ruler of Bremerland, who is the chairman of the Council of Obas of Ogun State. He is ably represented here by the Elekpe of Ekpe, Oba Adewale Oshiberu. Let me recognize His Royal Majesty, the immediate past chairman of the Council of Obas of Ogun State, and the Alaki and paramount ruler of Egbaland, Oba Dr. Adedotun Aremu Gbadebo CFR. Also like to recognize our father, His Royal Majesty, Oba Dr. Sikiru Kaode Adetono CFR, the Agujale, and paramount ruler of the Jebuland, ably represented here by Oba Wayo Adekoya, OON, the Dagbure way of Idoa. Let me use my Kabiyesi, the Alakperu of the Peru, as a point of contact for all other royal highnesses that are here. Kabiyesi is Adi Akpelori o, Bata Akpelese, Irukere Akpolafin. Let me warmly welcome the council chairmen that are here, members of the governor's liaison officers that are here, the chairman of the Governor's Advisory Council and their members, Chief Olu Okubuejo, who is the oldest surviving permanent secretary that was part of the team that established and the creation of Ogun State. Baba is 90. Where is Baba? Baba is somewhere here. Where is Baba Okubuejo? Baba, Baba is still very agile. Let me thank everyone that has come here. Our team of lawyers from ALP are also here. They have worked day and night to ensure that the agreements are all in line with global best practices and acceptable to both sides. All other very distinguished personalities, too many to mention. I'll use Arekola Oyefeso and Otumba Lawal as a point of contact for everybody else. The day is well and fast spent, so please excuse me if I do not and I have not recognized you in person. It is indeed with a deep sense of humility, privilege, and honor that I, on behalf of the entire people and government of Ogun State, welcome His Excellency Otumba Ni Adebayo, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, Mr. Samuel Azuberu, the President and CEO of AFC, Professor Ben Uramo, the President and CEO of Afreximbank, Mr. Gagan Gupta, the President of IIP, and all other captains of industries and akabiases to this groundbreaking ceremony of the development of the Ogun State Special Agro-Industrial Zone, a truly first of its kind, trailblazing, world-class facility located right here in our airport city. Ogun State is the gateway state. This is by providence, and we are the gateway state in every sense of that name, as we are the only neighbor that Lagos State has except for the Atlantic Ocean. This means that we are the only connection between the financial capital of Nigeria, which is also the 5th financial capital of Africa, and the rest of the country. Consequently, we like to refer to ourselves as what New Jersey is to New York is what we are to Lagos State. We border 3 other states, and we're also a window to the expansive West African corridor through the Benin Republic. We are 16,000 square kilometers in size, 80% of that which is arable land. Our comparative and competitive advantage of ours informed the vision of this administration, which we encapsulated as that which is to provide a focused and qualitative governance, whilst creating an enabling environment for public-private sector partnership, which we believe is very fundamental to the economic growth of this state and the individual prosperity of our people. The emphasis here is on public-private sector partnership. We began the implementation of our vision through our development pillars, acronymed ISHEYA. I for infrastructure, S for social well-being and welfare, E for education, Y for youth employment and job creation, and A for agriculture. We aimed to turn the push factor, as we call it, from Lagos to the pull factor in Ogun. So what is the push factor? People came to Ogun before now because of no land availability in Lagos. They came to Ogun because perhaps of a perceived lower tax regime. We decided and purposed to turn that push factor to what we call the pull factor. We did this by introducing various policies and reforms, by deploying technology to improve the efficiency of government and increase our ranking on the Ease of Doing Business Index. We created the Public-Private Partnership Office. We enacted the Public-Private Partnership Law to ensure that agreements are signed between the state and our partners are in line with international world best practices, and they are not skewed in the favor of either the government or the private partner. We set up the Ogun State Investment Promotion Agency to continue to market our competitive and comparative advantage over other states. We set up the Business Advisory Council, which is a multi-agency council, to ensure that we remove all the bottlenecks that are involved with interfacing and doing business with government. We created the Ogun State Land and Revenue Management System, which now allows you to pay for everything in Ogun State online, and also to ensure that if you want to buy land, you can actually go on the internet and actually reserve the land and pay for it without going through several intermediaries. Today is a testament that we are indeed on course. If despite the rate of the foreign exchange, if despite the supposed security challenges and the risks, if despite the recession world over, we found a partner who, out of conviction and by extension the conviction of his bankers, AFC and Afreximbank, are investing in Ogun State to the tune of $400 million in the first instance. In the first quarter of the year 2020, we decided to establish the Ministry of Transportation, which did not exist in Ogun State before my tenure. Having identified that the transportation sector is a key enabler of our vision and economic growth. We further, through a collaboration with the academia and the United Kingdom Foreign Development Office, constituted a committee to provide us with a multi-modal transport master plan for the state. Amongst other recommendations, about 18 months ago, despite the COVID-19 pandemic, the business case for this Agro-Cargo airport, which had been on the drawing board and dormant for about 14 years, was re-established. A bold decision was taken, based on sound objective reasoning, to proceed with the construction of the Agro-Cargo airport. This airport will probably be the fastest constructed international Cat 6 airport on the continent. Today, this same location that was till March 2021 a forest. In fact, someone referred to it as a dump site, has become not just a reality, but an metropolis, an airport city, where the Nigerian customs have now decided to locate one of their biggest facilities in this country and made a substantial full payment for their first 100 hectares of land only last week. Senator Sazid Agash is here. He was the facilitator of that relationship, and he's one of their consultants. We are blessed with land size that's arable. We are blessed with mineral resources. We are the biggest in limestone. We are the home to the highest number of processing companies in Nigeria. However, our biggest resource is our human resources. We are the education capital of Nigeria, with the highest number of tertiary institutions in this country. I must say that we are also number one in cassava production. We are number one in production of poultry and eggs. We are the number one producer of rice in the southwest. We have vast plantations of palm oil, rubber, cashew, cola nuts. And like the minister said, we host both Lafarge and Dangote. As the Chief Marketing Officer of Ogun State, I often brag that if you are not in Ogun State, you are definitely not in Nigeria. This is just not another groundbreaking, but that of a special industrial park for agro-processing and allied products, comprising of the entire agro ecosystem that promises to generate over 30,000 direct job opportunities and, of course, individual prosperity. This will further strengthen the backward integration policy of President Muhammadu Buhari GCFR. Let me first acknowledge those that perhaps without whom we will be here today. Let me acknowledge the contribution of someone who is not here, but who is here with us in spirit, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, the president of AFDB, African Finance Development Bank. Dr. Adesina, as soon as I was sworn into office, he persistently motivated me that I must set up an agro-processing zone, citing the Gabon success story. He later invited me to Côte d'Ivoire, where I met Gagan Gupta virtually, and I immediately keyed into this concept. I must then proceed to acknowledge and thank President Ben Orama, who I later called, and I said to him, President Orama, I was in Abidjan, and there was one man that spoke to us virtually. His name is Gagan Gupta. Can you find this man for me? President Orama said, Gagan, I funded him. When are you going to be in Cairo? And the rest is history. I sat down with him. He keyed into the model that we were promoting, my team and I. He arranged for a physical meeting between Mr. Gagan Gupta, Arise, and myself. Without the trust and confidence of Professor Orama that he has in me, which was the basis of the reference in the first place, we definitely would not be here today. Of course, all this has to be backed up with the requisite financing. And I want to thank the AFC, led by my brother, Mr. Samala Zuberu, because if they didn't and weren't convinced that this project, according to them, is properly de-risked, that is the word they use, the project is de-risked, they will not be supporting this project. And as they say, many people have ideas and they remain in the sky. If there's no funding, it continues to be a pipe dream. This, in my opinion, is a further testament to the re-established trust between government and the private sector. We will continue to earn your trust and never take it for granted. Our policies and programs will remain people-oriented and enabling for the private sector to thrive. We will continue to be deliberate, focused, and undistracted. You all have seen from the presentation what this place will look like in the next few months. We give all the glory to the Almighty God for giving us the audacity to be bold in dreaming big and implementing. Today, Ogun State is adjudged to be one of the safest, if not the safest state in the country. Well, President Rama has said it all. Otherwise, they'd have been in Anambra. We have constructed over 400 kilometers of both interstate and interstate roads. Only in 3 years and 6 months, we have one road at least in every local government in this state. We have not developed any part of this state at the expense of another one. We have built over 1,200 affordable homes, more than is being built in the history of this state, combined together, because we are preparing for all that are coming here to live, work, and play here. We'll be back here very soon to commission the International Agro-Cargo Airport in just a few months. And this airport promised to be the agro-cargo hub for the entire continent of Africa. By the way, our deep sea port is also loading. Let me reassure Kabiyesi Alake that we are working very assiduously on ensuring that the dry port that will be located in Kajola is commissioned very soon. Only this morning, Gaga and I discussed it in detail with the president of AFC to ensure that going forward, cargoes that are destined for Ogun State are no longer cleared in Lagos. So you can ship your cargoes from wherever straight to Kajola, thereby decongesting Lagos, the traffic in the port, the traffic to Lagos, and of course, creating efficiency for processing companies. Welcome to Ogun State, the gateway to Nigeria's prosperity. I want to appreciate again the Honorable Minister of Industry and Investment for his role in galvanizing the industrial economy of Nigeria and his role in promoting the African Free Colonial Trade Agreement. This project will be taking advantage of the AFCTA, as we know that only 16 to 17% of African trade is intra-African. Only 16 to 17% of African trade is between African countries. Over 70% is between Africa and the rest of the world. This is the beginning of that turnaround. I want to appreciate all our KBACs, all the various groups, associations that are here, our lawyers, ALP, my Attorney General, the Arise legal team, who have been at each other's neck to make this work. Because the truth is that this is the first time Arise IIP is conducting business with a subnational government anywhere in the world. So we have to begin to tweak, the agreements to make sure that it works. I want to thank the legal people for making this work. We're indeed proud, as always, to blaze the thrill. I'm sure I'm going to be an envy of all my peers. I would like to thank my economic team, led by my Chief Economic Advisor, Commissioners for Industry and Investment, Commissioner for Agri, Physical Planning, and all the Arise team, led by Gagan Gupta himself. They say big things come in small packages. Like I said, this man is a bullet. He moves like the speed of lightning. He's extremely tenacious. He's very aggressive. He's very audacious. He's very intelligent. I want to thank his Vice President, Mr. Suren, who has been here for about 4 months. Suren has been here gathering data, researching, meeting with IITA, and being all over the whole place. I want to thank all our religious leaders, all our political leaders. My deepest appreciation goes to the President of AFC, Mr. Samaila Zuberu, President of Afreximbank, Professor Orama, and also the one man who, without him and the Almighty God, I won't be standing here today. I want to thank my father, Baba Oshoba, but for the trust and confidence that Baba had in me to support me to win the election in 2019. I will not be governor of Ogun State. Baba, I'm very grateful, sir. I want to thank all our distinguished senators that have come from all over, captains of different industries that have been here since morning. I want to thank our royal fathers, everyone that has contributed to the successful hosting of this event. We call on all others to come and partner with us. You will find us very worthy partners. I'm sure there's no doubt in your mind that the Public Service Award of Excellence in Industrial Revolution presented to us by President Muhammad Buhari is well justified. Please join hands with me in our determination and resolution to continue to build the future of Ogun State together. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ogun. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Hello. Right. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We'd like to please invite to join His Excellency in the signing of this Arise IP Framework Agreement. And to join His Excellency, may I invite the founder and CEO of Arise, Mr. Govt, the Honorable Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment, His Excellency Otumba Adeni Adebayo. We'd also like to invite the President, African Export-Import Bank, Professor Benedict Orama, CON, as well as the Chief Executive Officer, Africa Finance Corporation, Mr. Samaila Zubaru, to join His Excellency in signing the Ogun State Government and Arise IIP Framework Agreement. Thank you very much. We also expect the Attorney General to be here with the document as well.
Please permit me to recognize someone who is a foremost industrialist in Ogun State, Ashwaju, our father Ashwaju Onofowoko. Baba, Ekpe Funwa. Baba has revolutionized the production of cables. Baba Ekpe Funwa. Just appreciating and recognizing you. I'm sorry that I must have omitted you in the protocols, Baba. Yes. Cable company. Okay. Let's sit down. Where is the document that we're signing? Because your deputy will stand behind.
Media SSG.
At the trade center.
Where's the post? I'm calling him.
And so if you are watching us live on all media platforms, and if you are in this auditorium, this is history being made in Ogun State. History being made. The groundbreaking ceremony, the signing of the Ogun State government and Arise IIP Framework Agreement has just been signed. And if you are not in Ogun State, you are not in Nigeria. Indeed, we salute the audacity to be bold of this government. Ogun State to the world. Oga, reduce this music, it's not stop. This is Ogun State to the world, and we salute the audacity to be bold. This is out of the ordinary, and we are proud of your excellence, and we are proud of your commitment, the committed, the hardworking, efficient, and effective team of Ogun State. Mr. Govt, thank you for this formidable partnership. Ogun State to the world. If you are not here, you are not in Nigeria. You better get involved. Because in 5-10 years' time, you will be looking back and you will be saying, why was I not involved? I am a proud daughter of Ogun State, and I am proud to witness this today. We will like to ask the Honorable Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment in Ogun State, Mrs. Kikelomo Longe, to please join them at the groundbreaking ceremony. That is where you will be giving the vote of thanks.
Because where the groundbreaking will be taking place is not a very large space, we implore those that are still here, you can watch the proceedings via the screen provided inside here. After that, we'll have the vote of thanks there, and we'll conclude with the national anthem. We want to say a very big thank you to all of us for believing in this dream, for being here to be part of this dream, and for showing our support and identifying the present administration and taking this first step, this giant step in
Hey guys, you need to stay back. Over there. Okay, you're fine. I don't set up. I don't set up. It's okay. Carry this last shovel.
Groundbreaking ceremony for the development of the Ogun Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone, SAPS. We are very proud to be doing this today, and we know that you are also proud to be part of today's proceedings.
Yeah, mixing that. Actually calling me. Once you are ready, Ogun State government, in conjunction with Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms, this plaque was unveiled in commemoration of the groundbreaking ceremony of the Ogun State Special Agro-Industrial Processing Zone, SAPZ, by me, His Excellency Prince Abiodun MFR, Governor of Ogun State, and Govt, CEO, Founder, Arise IFP, on this day, Friday, 4th November 2022. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn, àjọṣepọ̀ fún wa. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Ìgbéga ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn. Thank you. Congratulations. Oh, yeah. No. You're not going to compare anybody. Don't talk about that here. Yes, Minister. Oh, okay. How are you?
This is Channels Television. You've been watching our live broadcast of the launch of the Ogun Special Agro-Industry Processing Zone in Ilisan-Remo, Ikenne local government area.